As the 2016 political wave continues to hit different political parties, pressure groups and alliances, many have designed guidelines aimed at fostering cohesion. The ruling NRM is no exception, and it is leaving nothing to chance given the bad experience of the 2010 party primaries, where many candidates chose to run as independents. This time round, the NRM Electoral Commission has not only raised the bar in terms of nomination fees, it is also working under tight guidelines to leave no room for the rise of another generation of independents. For example, all those who return the party nomination forms have to sign an oath of allegiance, promising not to run as independents regardless of the outcome of the primaries. The head of the NRM legal team, Adolf Mesige, emphasizes that all members registered in the party's yellow book are mandated to follow party guidelines, including the obligation to support party candidates.
When you are in the yellow book as a member, you can't declare that you are an independent because the two cannot live together. You can't be a registered member of NRM and at the same time call yourself an independent. It can't happen. It is simply unconstitutional.
Questions, however, remain regarding the candidature of former Prime Minister John Patrick Amama Mbabazi, who is registered in the party yellow book, holds the party card, but has chosen to run against the party's sole candidate, President Museveni, as an independent. This for Mesige is totally unacceptable.
If you registered in the yellow book and you think the nomination fee was too high and therefore you can't run as an NRM candidate, leave the party. But you can't remain in our books and then call yourself as an independent. That's not acceptable and we will take legal action.
But Mbabazi has a different interpretation of the law regarding his candidature.
My interpretation of the law is that anyone, any person, read the Constitution, any person is free to stand as an independent. I belong to that category of any person.
However, political analyst Dr. Frederick Goloba argues that the real problem has its roots in the failure of political players to understand multi-party politics, which Uganda adopted in 2005. Goloba says under multi-party dispensation, all candidates must play according to the guidelines set by their political parties.
In any multi-party system, the way things should work is that every party should have members and that those members adhere to the regulations or the constitution of that party. Now, if parties say our members are going to behave like this, because this is what our constitution says, anybody who claims to be a member of that party must adhere to those regulations. The problem is in Uganda, after 20 years of no-party politics, people have still found it very difficult to fit into the logic of multipartyism.
The NRM is not alone in this rules battle. Within the opposition, the Forum for Democratic Change currently seems to be one-eyed man among the blind, with its internal processes streamlined to a larger extension. The biggest hurdle, however, remains with the Democratic Alliance, where party members must go for endorsement. According to the chairperson TDA Candidate Selection Committee, Livingstone Okero, their guidelines give liberty to each of the members under TDA to present a candidate for all elective positions throughout the country for consideration through consensus. But what happens if consensus is not reached on a single candidate?
This person has participated in the selection process but has been left out. Another one is chosen and that person goes his or her own way. That TDA will concentrate on campaigning for its selected candidate. You cannot abandon your baby and go and breastfeed somebody else's baby.
Dr. Goloba believes that under a TDA arrangement that has no legal standing, it's close to impossible to rule out independents.
TDA has sympathizers and supporters, but they are not bound by any regulations because TDA is not a political party. TDA is an association of different political parties. So if somebody decides to contest elections under the umbrella of TDA and gets defeated and decides to go off and stand as somebody else, I think that is, as far as I'm concerned, that is perfectly fine.
With just a month to the NRM parliamentary primaries and less than 3 weeks left for the TDA to select its joint presidential candidate, the country eagerly waits to see how the losers in both primaries will play out. For KFM, I'm Herbert Ziwan.